Won it here with Ireland ahead of the Tokyo Olympic Games. What's going through? They prepare to run out here in this crucial round 2 game.
It's a difficult one for Great Britain, obviously losing Tom Emery, who's one of their playmakers, and that would be subconsciously in the guy's head that they're going to have to play with 11 men for the rest of the tournament. But it's totally fine because Great Britain are a quality side led by Robbie Ferguson. They came back from a 12-0 deficit yesterday against China. Barreto stood up, and they're actually starting with Harry Glover in this game, so it'll be interesting to see him in the middle of the park. Uganda aren't too bad though, and they have to watch out for them. They did well in the series this year, the Challenger Series.
Yeah, and they've welcomed back some of their big names, the likes of Philip Wakarach and also Karim Aranatwe and Ian Munyani, the captain. So they're here to do the business as well. AJ Jacobs, the referee. And there's Tom Emery, who was injured yesterday, that right lower leg. Give us a wave, Tom. He's there with his family. A devastating moment for him yesterday, but great, Greg, that he's got the support of his nearest and dearest with him here today. Yeah, we have a lot of British supporters over on that side of the stadium. Good to see him smiling, good spirit, still here supporting his boys. So all to play for here for Great Britain and Uganda. Canada, previous match, won their second game. They're through to the Cup quarterfinals. Who will join them automatically out of Pool B? Uganda here. Get us underway. They're left to right. Great Britain in their red, white and blue. And they have the ball through Robbie Ferguson catching that kickoff. Here's Colleen Barreto, came off the bench yesterday for Tom Emery and made a big, big difference in a game that they fell behind early against China. They'll be looking for a better start here. They went down 12-0 against China before recovering and winning it 35-19. They got a penalty. Yeah, composed start there by Great Britain. They're obviously inside their half here, but they managed to hold onto the ball, retain it.
Time off.
Little bit of a knock here to Waddleton, but he's a tough man. He'll jump up out of that one. Two strong sides here. They're going to battle it out. There's going to be a lot of attrition in this game. And that's why they're looking for the turnover at the breakdown. Here's Colleen Barreto, formerly Scotland Sevens, before Scotland, Wales and England came together in line with the Olympic cycle. As Great Britain on the series, and here's Harry Glover, who was at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. Good run from him. Waddleton again. Max McFarland. Those two players came off the bench yesterday. Got the start here. Here's Ferguson. Jamie Barden now. Glover once more. He's got Charlton Kerr to his left. Holds on. Ferguson comes the same way to big Charlton Kerr. He's got all the power you need. And he reaches out and scores for Great Britain. Excellent try from GB. That's the kind of start they're looking for. Yeah, that's exactly what they want. Game 1 on day 2. It's a lovely centrepiece tap play. And one of their main men, Harry Glover, splits up the middle of the pitch. Thought about the offload, but decided to take it to deck, keep it calm, and just bring it to the hands. Kerr, great outside step, uses his strength and the length in that arm to stretch out and get the points. Here's a 400-metre runner in athletics. Charlton Kerr. That was all about power, bursting through tackles. Having a big bopper on the fringes like that can make a big difference. So it'll be interesting to see where Robbie Ferguson goes with this restart. One of the best restarters in the business. That trusty left foot high for Glover to chase, but just a little bit too fast, so Casito could bring it down for the Cranes of Uganda. They've got a busy couple of weeks. They're off to the Africa Sevens in Mauritius next weekend. This Ugandan team, that's a qualifier for the Challenger Series next year. So lots going on in Ugandan Rugby Sevens at the moment. Women's team here as well, of course, but here's Charlton Kerr again for Great Britain, trying to skip through the defensive line. Good tackle from Casito. Quick hands from Barreto, that laser-like pass of his to Ferguson. Now McFarland. Good to see him back. He picked up a hand injury, so we didn't see him in Madrid in the final event in HSBC Sevens last season. Here's Waddleton, shaking off that knock. Good carry. Glover to Kerr. He's got a double, Charlton Kerr. Another very efficient try for Great Britain. 10-0 now.
composed work by Great Britain. Charlton Kerr is playing really well this weekend. I believe that's his third try, second in this game. He's a powerful man out in that wing, but all the work is coming from the inside players. Barretto's whipping balls across. Max McFarland brought in the carry, very composed, and they whipped it back to the other side of the pitch. Brilliant stuff out of GB.
Barretto can't have the extra two on that occasion as well, but yeah, Charlton Kerr, some good support here for the Great Britain team. It's potentially just a massive weekend, isn't it? Get the result in this game. They know they're going to be playing a cup quarter final on Sunday morning. You win 3 games on Sunday, you're off to the Paris Olympics. That's the prize, but there are some huge contests down the line for Great Britain. But they'll be focused purely here on Uganda. It's been a good start for Great Britain. Now, Uganda's first genuine opportunity with the ball in hand is Munyana. Captain into contact there, and Roy Kazito up to the halfway line. Jamie Barden's held him up well, but he's got his knees to the floor, so the tackler then has to release. Munyani again, Wakarachi inside to Munyani. 2 tall players there working in tandem. Saw Philip Wakarachi here, the number 5, who plays his rugby for Orléans in France, fully professional, playing in the French club system. Here's Jamie Barden as GB got the ball back over the 10-metre line. Ferguson at scrum half. Out pace here is Glover. He's seen a gap as well, Harry Glover. Likes a scoop offload as well. Back to Ferguson. That was nice. And here goes Charlton Kerr on course for a triple. Dots it down. A first half hat-trick for Charlton Kerr.
4 tries already in this weekend, 3 in this game in the first half. Harry Glover's making the difference, so look at that line. 15's rugby-esque, but he keeps the ball alive, flips it back out the back, and Kerr goes under for another one. I say he can't believe his luck.
Yeah, interesting to get the thoughts of Robbie Ferguson as the conversion goes over ahead of this tournament. One of their issues this season, Great Britain, is they've not had much time together as a program. They're scattered all over the UK. They've had some funding issues as well, but because the season ended the way it did, Singapore, where they saved their core nation status, and then that Madrid event, and now here in Monaco, they've had some quality time together, and you can see the advancements that this GB team have made here ahead of this crucial repechage event. They've got a penalty here as well.
You've hit the nail on the head there, Rupert. It's all about time together. These guys are coming from different countries all around Britain, and you're only training every few weeks. You're not really building those partnerships and those link plays that you need to have to win a tournament like this Olympic repechage. So they've had a few weeks together, and you can see it's paying off.
So far, that getting down to 11 players hasn't seemed to have affected them at all in this game, because this has been high quality stuff so far from the likes of Barretto and GB. They'll throw to this line out.
Stay there, hey?
Ground pressure.
Kerr's in the middle of the line out. Glover in the centre. Here he is getting the ball from Ferguson. There's that offload again, but this time Robbie Ferguson can't hold on to it. Frustration for the captain. He holds his hands up, says, sorry fellas, we'll go to half time, have a chat about that. But a good first half from Great Britain here against Uganda. They lead it by 17 points to 0. Harry Glover there, his family's here as well. Dad, Jim and Liz, and his brother Will here, who's also played on the top echelons of Rugby Sevens on the circuit as well. They're all here watching on. What difference do you think it kind of makes, Greg, when you've got players like Glover and Ferguson that have been to an Olympic Games already, and you want to get as many wins and points as you can, because it's all about seeding. Top seed plays 8th seed in those crossover games on finals day. Good carry over the halfway line for Uganda. They've got a penalty as well. Good start from them here. Can they make something of it? Norbert O'Kenny wants to get a wriggle on, but
Mark, penalty, yeah.
Oh, that's frustrating. Has to go back and take it on the mark. There's the table as it stands. You see Canada with the win in the previous game over China. They're through already. See the points difference, very close, just 5 points in it between Canada and Great Britain as things stand. Remember, the top two teams automatically qualify, plus the two best third-place finishers across the three pools. Another decision here for Uganda.
You have to tap it. You can't just run. No.
Go back to the
There you
mark.
go. There's the mark.
AJ Jacobs is explaining
You
to
can't just
them
pick it up and start running. I need to
go
clearly
again.
see it. Yeah.
The refs have been all over that this weekend. You must tap it from the spot, and the ball also must be out of your hands or tap it out of your hands.
So, Uganda. Looking to use some width here is Mignani again.
Turn over.
To the steal here, Harry Glover. He's got his hands on the ball.
No more.
And he's smuggled it away. Play on, says the referee. Barretto can fling it out to Waddleton. Now Kerr got a hat-trick in the first half. Good feet from Ferguson. Stands in the tackle, but the pass isn't where it was meant to go. Ball's loose again. That's a bit messy from Great Britain. We saw none of that in the first half, and it's resulted in a penalty to Uganda. They go quickly, looking for their first points of the game. Long ball, a speculator into midfield. They got massive numbers, Uganda. Just put it through the hands. They should be in business, and they will be in business. They strike first in the second half. On the back of some GB errors, Kazito has scored for Uganda.
Kazito fighting back for the Ugandans. That was messy play by Great Britain, and Uganda capitalised on it. Any one of three could have touched that down, but he was thinking about the conversion afterwards and managed to step inside Harry Glover, who was trying to cover three men.
Conversion attempt coming in. Oh, ricochets off the uprights. Remains at 17-5.
Time off.
Ugandan fans enjoyed that. Reason to cheer, reason to fly those flags. The cranes are up and running here. Long time to go in this second half as well. Good score from Bartholomew Kazito. They call him Roy Kazito. Actually started playing rugby in London back in 2014. Spent some time in the UK capital. We've got the ball back here. Here they come again, Uganda. GB going to have to do some more defending here, but the pass was just over the head of Wakarach. Now Kenny, his turn to say sorry.
Yeah.
Putting his hands up, apologising there.
That's
not good enough skill level in this game.
Here's the line.
But GB are let off at one there.
Somebody there.
Could have been two quick successive tries.
Love the mental battles in this game, Greg. You go into the break 17-0 up, feeling really good about yourself. If you're not on it, right on it, start of the second half, this is what can happen. Find yourself conceding points, almost two tries against GB. Can they compose themselves here and get back to what they were doing in that opening half? Barden gets it away to Homer. Fresh legs. That could be the key here. He had a good game yesterday. Couple of tries for Homer. Tries to get the offload away to Barden. It's gone forward. It's forcing that pass. I mean, it was on.
It's great power by Homer here. Ball tucked under one arm, trying to power through that defensive line. He does well. But then that's the issue when you're carrying the ball in one hand. That can happen. GB just need to calm things down here. Do what they were doing in the first half. Like their leader AJ was saying at halftime in that huddle. Stay composed. Just get your connections. I think they're bringing them on here.
Speak of the devil.
Let's wait for the ball.
To settle the ship.
Keep it square.
Yeah, what a player to bring on. And of course, this GB side, Olympian from Tokyo, hugely respected by his teammates. Lines up in this scrum as Casito feeds it. Good game of rugby sevens there, 17-5. GB yet to score in this second half. Here come the Cranes again through Norbert Elkani from the Heathens Club, most successful rugby club in Uganda. And a good opportunity for Pius Gainer there, although the ball's gone forward, and now GB can look to catch Uganda on the hop here. Davis runs it into contact, lays it back nicely for Barretto. Max McFarlane's with him, but that pass was a no-looker, and it went to nobody. But fortunately for Great Britain, they got a penalty, but again, some of that decision-making from Great Britain, not quite where it should be.
Speculative pass there by Barretto. I think he knew they had advantage. They had a penalty coming, otherwise he wouldn't throw it like that.
What do you want?
A free hit, we call it.
We'll give him a free play, but he's getting pulled off here now. save his legs because he's vital to this team. As you mentioned, Rupert, they're missing Tom Emery, so they need Beretta for this whole weekend.
So squad management is so important, isn't it?
Not your ball, stay in.
Talking to Paco Hernandez, the Spanish head coach, about how well they're playing. He puts it down to fitness. He puts it down to how fit he's got his team being for this tournament. This was always their target this season. Conditioning is just so crucial. It's been a long, hard season on the series. And a big opportunity this weekend for Great Britain to get to the Olympic Games. It's winner takes all, remember. All or nothing. A golden ticket to Paris is the prize. That's all going to happen tomorrow in the knockouts, but they want to finish the job here in their second pool game against Uganda. They chip it through for Will Homer. 2 tries yesterday. Anybody's ball. Davis is there. Last-ditch defence from Uganda. And they get the ball away from the breakdown. Brilliant stuff from the African side, right on their own try line. But it'll be a 5-metre scrum to GB.
The ball was bouncing everywhere there. Robbie Ferguson pulling the strings, putting Homer through. He just couldn't jump on that ball. AJ, I'd say, was less than half a metre away from that line. Look at this, great scoop. That's a difficult skill to get down there and pick it back up. Great work out of Ugandans.
Number 12.
Flip over, release,
12,
and return the ball.
I mean, you talk about Olympic stories, Greg. I know your one started here when you won this tournament. What about Alex Davis? I mean, the week ahead of the Rio Olympic Games, he gets injured, misses the tournament. Absolute devastation. But gets to Tokyo 5 years later, after COVID, of course. And now here is in this weekend trying to get to another one in Paris. Storied Olympic cycle for Alex Davis, and they will get the try here. Morgan Williams, the Welshman, goes in by the posts, and with a minute to go, that should be enough for GB.
Just move out of the way, guys.
Yeah, easy try there by Great Britain. Straight off first phase, they found that vacuum between the scrum and the first defender. If you're able to utilise it, you might as well send one of your strong boys down there, and they did that with Morgan Williams. Tough to stop him from 5 metres out.
Number 5. 5.
So 22-5, make it 24 with the successful conversion. Morgan Williams from the Aberabon Rugby Football Club in Port Talbot, also representing the Scarlets, the West Wales region. Ferguson sends it high. 30 seconds to go now, 24-5, GB. We'll try to pick up some more points here, because points difference can be crucial in terms of the crossovers, who plays who on finals day. Currently, as it stands, Great Britain second in the group behind Canada, despite this second win. That's because of the points difference there on the right-hand side of that graphic. Just 3 behind Canada. If they can score another try here, they'll be on top of this pool with 1 round of matches still to play. Loose ball. Ross McCann's aware to it, though. He'll be playing his rugby for Edinburgh in the United Rugby Championship next season. Penalty, Great Britain. Here's the opportunity with the clock in the red. What's the play here, Greg?
Play here is you need territory, but you also need to hang on to the ball. So I feel like they're going to go for a right field tap here. Robbie Ferguson has the ball in hand.
Let's go.
Yeah, it looks like they're lining up to do a tap play.
Overloaded that far side. Morgan Williams is looming. Homer on the cut. Here is Williams. Charges up to the 10-metre line. Oh, what a carry that is. That's the momentum they were looking for from the Welshman. Here's Homer. Now Barden. He's got Davis, who's clapping his hands saying, give it me. But Barden decides to hold on, and why not with a carry like that? Homer has a look down the short side, but then finds Ross McCann. It was a good idea, but the ball went to deck. Still alive, though, for Great Britain. Here they come. Williams, McFarland. You won't stop him, because Mad Max is in the corner. And GB do finish with more points. They will top the group going into the final round of group games.
Brilliant execution by Great Britain there, all the way from that tap penalty inside their own half. They go through the phases. One little fumble there in the middle between McCann and Homer, but that doesn't stop them. Max McFarland, speedster on the wing, gets down for a 5-pointer, which is vital in the points difference. Isn't that right, Rupert?
Yeah, Tom Emery watching on after that injury yesterday. Not the weekend he was hoping for, but he'll be thrilled for his teammates to have got the job done here against Uganda. Excellent first half. Slightly tricky start to the second, but they finished in style and they've won this one by 29 points to 5 over Uganda. Great Britain are through to the Cup quarterfinals. Okay, let's get some reaction for you now with the man who got a first half